Hey guys, Greg here. Final rundown on a Sunday morning. Busy weekend. Got a bunch of stuff to show you from the Goodwill. Some vinyl and some CDs. Typical weekend around my house, hitting the Goodwill 3 or 4 times. And each one is its own little story. I won't bore you with too many of the details. Busy weekend at my house. Musically. Doing a lot of rewiring of stereos. Past the 30-day period to turn in my Buchart S400 speakers from Denmark. So that means I'm keeping them because I didn't turn them in within the 30 days. Growing to like them. That'll be the subject of another review video. But it means I'm listening to a lot more music and stuff to talk about. Also getting ready to do a party this Friday. Already had a turntable set up in the back. I brought in another turntable and a mixer, so I'm gonna try to be a DJ. Not sure I'll be very good at it. But then I still got to go through the house, clean up all the piles of records around the floor and put them away, and then make a new pile of records for what do I DJ, because I don't think they want to hear Thelonious Monk for 4 hours. It's people I work with, so I don't know what music they like. So let's see. Let's get into some Goodwill picks and finds. I'll talk about this one in a bit. So let's see. Stack number 1. Somebody turned in at the Goodwill a big box of pretty cool records, and you could tell this person was younger and had more modern taste. Let me just name some of the artists I found in that box. How about Lou Reed and Nico? And the Black Keys, and Imogene Heap, and B.B. King, and who am I missing? Those CDs, really excited to find. They will not be featured in today's video because they were all empty. I collected like a dozen CDs that I wanted. Half of them were empty. Are people stealing discs from this Goodwill? I hope not. That's a charity. I think the person who turned them in was just kind of a doofus and didn't have all the discs in the jewel cases. So some of the ones I did get. Present for my wife, Badly Drawn Boy. I really don't know his music. We know him because he did the soundtrack to About a Boy, which was the Hugh Grant movie. I'll show it some more. The Hugh Grant movie, which was actually based on the Nick Hornsby book, who also wrote High Fidelity. So 2 great movies you should see about the music business, High Fidelity and About a Boy. Present for my wife. She'll listen to that in her car. Likewise, this one, the Juno soundtrack. Juno, nice movie from a few years ago with Michael Cera and what was the late girl's name? I don't remember. And Justin Bateman. A lot of great groups, a lot of great tunes on here. Opportunity for me to be exposed to music I don't know. The music that I do know that's on here includes The Kinks, Sonic Youth Superstar. Everybody loves that cover version of Superstar, the Leon Russell tune. All the Young Dudes by Mott the Hoople. You guys know that David Bowie wrote that song for Mott the Hoople. How's our focus? And Bella and Sebastian, and groups that I'm not familiar with, like the Moldy Peaches. So, kind of for my wife, but I'd like to get exposed to some of those new groups. Bought this for my son. Tons of Weird Al showing up at the Goodwill recently. Weird Al Bad Hair Day. The hairstyle is a reference to the hairdo of Coolio, and this has the tune Amish Paradise on, which all you think is a great song that Coolio wrote. He didn't write it. He did a great version of that Gangsta Paradise, but it's actually a Stevie Wonder song. You guys know that that was a Stevie Wonder song? All I know about modern music and rap music is basically from Weird Al, because when am I going to hear it? Which brings me to the very little I know about modern and rap and hip-hop music. 3 by The Roots. I don't know the Roots music that well, although first time I ever heard of them is when they opened up for Wilco at the Greek Theater. This is, I don't know, 10 or 12 years ago. Happened to find 3 of them, all in good shape. You guys know anything about these and tell me which ones are good? I'm going to try to listen to them. I listened to them a little bit. The Tipping Point. Book by Malcolm Gladwell? No, that's not Malcolm Gladwell. Maybe that's one of the members of the band. I don't know. Don't know much about that. We'll give it a listen. And this one is called Game Theory. Picture of a hangman on there. Don't know much about the record. This one's called Phrenology, and I love the cover of this. Phrenology is the now debunked science or pseudoscience of reading the bumps on one's head. So this is kind of a, I don't want to say a parody, but it's based on these old charts that they had in the 1800s. If the bump on your head is over here, it means you're going to be wealthy or stupid or whatever. So these are all little, this is like a little diagram of all these little areas on the head. And they're little iconic images of sort of African American culture, let's say. Oops. And inside there's a little chart. So number 4 is a microphone. Number 4 on the inside says that stands for language and expression. Okay, you're rapping on a microphone. I get it. Number 11, that guy looks like he's Elvis. Number 11 says imitation, copying, and mimicry. Okay, you get where that's going. Very clever cover artwork. Phrenology. But I listened to some of this, and there's hip-hop elements, and there's some more chill, soulful elements. Tell me what you guys think of the Roots. Are those the good records? I don't know. Bought this at the Goodwill a couple weeks ago. I showed you, but I didn't listen to it till yesterday. Brian Eno, music for films. Very synth-heavy, very trippy. What's the word? Moody, dramatic, instrumental. I think my wife said, "Are there aliens visiting your room in there?" Like, no, I'm just listening to Brian Eno. Brian Eno, one of the great producers of our time. This was a couple weeks ago, but I listened to it yesterday. Thelonious Monk Trio, Mac Roach, Art Blakey. I think I already talked about this, but I got to listen to it yesterday. Good sounding. RVG, Rudy Van Gelder edition. Isn't there another? But there was another one. What happened to the... Oh, yeah, here it is. Another Rudy Van Gelder edition. Booker Irvin, sax player. I don't really know his music that well, but Prestige Records re-release Rudy Van Gelder, The Freedom Book. So is this another record from the, what year? 63. This was recorded a month after Kennedy was shot. So Freedom Book sounds like there's some civil rights undertones here. A Day to Mourn, song number 4. Grant's Stand. What were they talking about named Grant? I don't know. And then Stella by Starlight. So good straight ahead jazz. Booker Irvin. Okay. More by Sonic Youth. Sonic Youth. This one is called Sister. Listen to it a little bit. Don't know if it's one of their best or... I don't know nothing about it. You guys tell me. It's a good one by Sonic Youth. Started listening to it. I'll keep going with it. Got this at the Goodwill for $1. Vivaldi, Four Seasons. That's like a classic piece. Everybody should have at least one copy of it. I probably have 4 different performances. And I'll see Vivaldi Four Seasons at the Goodwill like any day of the week. But why did I buy this one? Because it's on a record label, BIS, or is it pronounced BIS? BIS Records in Sweden is really kind of an audiophile label. Great natural sounding recordings, like no overdubs, 2 microphones. You get a lot of the room ambience. So this sounded great on the new speakers that I'm auditioning. So if you see that label and it's decent music, doesn't mean they have the best performers. They don't necessarily have world-class, well-known performers. The Drottningholm Baroque Ensemble, never heard of them. Nils Erik Sparf on violin. down here below the sticker it says a BIS original dynamics recording. No compression, very simple recording pathway, really captures the live ambience of the recording. And by the same token, listening to this on my new speakers and setup yesterday, Miles Davis and Quincy Jones live at Montreux. This sound is great on a good system. One of the few times in Miles's career that he looked backwards and played old music. It's the first time he appeared on stage with Quincy Jones, can you believe it? And that didn't occur till what year? Don't know. But he does some of the stuff from the Birth of the Cool period on here, including Boplicity. And he does some sketches of Spain and some Porgy and Bess. Good sounding, very acoustic sounding, you know, good ambience, good big band sound. I think the bass sounds electric though. Bass sounded good. Good and tight. You can see Miles with the late in the career hair plug hairdo, which they covered up on top. I need to check out who his guy is. Need to meet his hair plug man. Last but not least, I just pulled this out to wish you all, it's Jewish New Year, Rosh Hashanah. And I just happen to have this laying around in my bedroom. Matisyahu, the Jewish, is he Israeli? I think he's Israeli. Jewish reggae rapper. And he got rid of his dreadlocks and shaved his head recently, but a lot of songs about Israel. Let's see. King Without a Crown and Aish Tamid. That means something in Hebrew, I don't know, but Happy New Year, Rosh Hashanah to the members of the tribe on this cool September weekend. And go Dodgers. Thanks for watching, guys. This has been just a quick weekend wrap-up. Let me know what your thoughts are. Thanks for watching. Talk to you guys soon.